Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in on tonight. We are so excited about everybody that's already online. Come on, Tyrena Tate, top fan, Talisha Perry, Alice Pullen. Oh, it's a lot of people, y'all. Monica Zeno, Trey Thompson, Osache. Come on here, you better be on live with us. And so, as y'all know, tonight we are doing Mindset of a Man Part 2. Everybody say Part 2, y'all. And I want you to know it's about to go down. Because one of the things that we talked about after the last show, after we received all the messages and just comments asking, please bring these men back, was that you guys wanted more in depth questions. And so we're going to deliver on tonight. But first, let us introduce our panelists. Nana, who do you have tonight? Come on, she did.
Which means by carrying out this by serving this community as a licensed chemical dependency counselor, assisting individuals from all walks of life who desire freedom from substance use addiction. He earned a BA in Biblical Studies from Dallas Baptist University. He's also a spoken word artist and released his first book of poetry entitled The Journey of Love, a collection of passionate poems from a poet's heart in 2013. In addition, he's founder and host of the Mic and Instagram Live event featuring renowned local, national, and international poets, and he recently landed a new addition to his IG Live platform entitled The Throne Room, which merges spoken word and worship songs to render adoration unto the Lord.
Hello, people. My name is Otashi, and it's wonderful being here with a woman of power.
Awesome. So next we're going to introduce Prince. Come on. Who has Prince? Zenobia? Oh Lord. She focused on how she look, y'all. Pray for her.
Prince. Okay, first somebody back up his last name. How do you pronounce your last name? Okay, so we have
Like
Prince.
Matador.
We have Prince Matador. He was born in Nigeria, raised in Washington. He stayed there until he moved there at the age of 14, and he eventually moved here at the age of 32. Correct? No, he moved to Washington at 14. 14, he moved now.
2 years old,
When did you
single,
move here?
ready to mingle.
29. Okay. And so he works for Homeland Security. He loves sports, and he is very, very, very single.
All right. And he loves soccer, you guys. Come
Yeah, he
on.
really loves
Give
soccer.
it up for Prince. Can you give him the mic so he can say hello, Zenobia? Come on, y'all. Hit some hearts and likes for our guests on tonight.
Hello, my people. How y'all
All right. Okay, they said they're having a terrible time hearing us. Okay, y'all let us know if y'all can hear us now. Because I know I can hear us on Zenobia's phone. Oh, really? Can you get off the cord? Pull it out from under the couch. Is it still buzzing right now? Like really bad? Okay. Well, then we will. Right. Yeah, let's try. We're going to try to switch mics, you guys. Please bear with us. We're having a technical difficulty because we got new equipment. Testing 1 2. It's back. Testing 1 2. It's hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay, we're gonna try to work with the handheld, and we're gonna have to just pass this thing around 7 ways. All right. So, so listen, you guys, that was Prince. I want to say Madagascar, but it's not. It's Madakor, Prince Madakor, and of course Asaji Amor Osaje Amorawa. Woohoo! All right. So I have the honor and the privilege of introducing none other than William J. London. So William J. London, over here to my right, is a singer-songwriter born and raised in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. He discovered his gift for music at the young age of 3. Come on here. He's a prodigy, y'all. And he began singing in the Evening Star Baptist Church Choir in Grayson, Louisiana. Come on. Where my Louisiana people at? Woo, woo. Here's some hearts and likes. And so, yeah, he came up in a whole bunch of churches under a whole bunch of leadership. But guess what, y'all? Then he began to develop his sound and musical ability. You guys, he started touring at a young age. He's been on tour with some of the likes of some of the greatest names in the gospel music industry. This man is world renowned. He's talented. And we're so glad that now he serves as the worship pastor at Ramp Church, Texas. Y'all give it up for William J. London.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, and last but not least, to my left, Zenobia is going to introduce our last. I was going to say patron.
Okay, so I have the pleasure and honor of introducing his. That's not what I was pointing at. Okay, so Antonio Sanders Jr. Has been married for 20 years with 2 kids. His daughter attends Sam Houston University. The son attends Missouri Valley University. Dang, you got kids in college? See, I thought I knew you, but apparently not. Antonio attended Baylor and Texas A&M University with a M. Now, why did y'all give me this? Masters of Arts in Aerodynamic Engineer. Antonio is the owner of 3 companies: Sanders Italian Ice, We Don't Want We Don't Want Smoke Cafe, and Rough and Rough Investments. Boy, you got some names. In his spare time, he likes to go to comedy shows and shop for people he loves. Give it up for Antonio.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, and I want to say that he also catered tonight's dinner, everybody, and so we're getting ready to see what's up with the smoke. All right, so we're getting ready to jump right into mindset of a man. As I stated, this is an opportunity, you guys, for us to gain insight into the mind of the man. Come on here, ladies. Can I get some hearts and likes right now for that? Yes. And so you guys have submitted questions through our email and through our DM. And we've also got some questions from some men submitted. And we getting ready to go deep, y'all. And so what we're going to do now is turn it over to Nana and Zenobia, who is going to start asking our questions. But I also want you guys to know that there is a point in the show where we're going to allow you to ask your questions too. All right, let's start with Nana O.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna make it real typical for starters. Okay. So the first question, which I'm sure you all are tired of answering, is why are you single? Who wants to take this one? Everyone don't jump at once.
Oh man, had to start with me, right? Um, First of all, I get that a lot, but I think for everyone it's a different reason, you know. So for mine, it's there's a lot of things to consider when it comes to dating and try to settle with someone. But I think the hardest part about it is trying to find someone you can be compatible with, or at least um, try to compromise your ways of so I can work out, especially if you have kids, whether woman or man. So that's my reason for having settled, just because I want to settle.
And just before we move forward, because we always want to make sure that we're focusing as well on our viewers. They want to know if you guys can project a little bit more. Yeah, they want to make sure you guys can project a little bit more. So make sure when you talk, you're almost yelling in the mic. Y'all know I'm playing, but make sure you guys project. Can you guys hear me? Because we're reading your comments. So is this loud enough for you guys before we move forward? Because we want to make sure that you all are able to hear a lot of things, especially from this side.
So Keisha Monique said, "Speak up, Prince." I don't know if you know Keisha. And then John Muad'Dib Wright, our brother in Baltimore, says, "Tell the men to speak up," because apparently the ladies we projecting. So Antonio and Prince are gonna have to turn y'all volume up. We Asaji, we know you got the volume. You got the pipes. Did anybody else want to answer? Why are you single? Okay, that's why I'm looking over here. Okay.
Can't settle. Same thing that my brother Prince spoke of. Time passed. I was willing to compromise on some things, but the reality is, on some things, I don't have to compromise. For example, I desire children. I'm not going to compromise on that any longer. So, by the grace of God, as I'm taking care of my business, my eyes shall behold the princess. Hey, I'm gonna wake up. I was like, is that for me, Jesus? Thank you, Lord.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's move on. Now, what you got?
She's trying to keep the mic from me, but no. Okay. So with the next question. Okay. It says, when you are dating multiple women, how do you how do you inform the others you're done with them once you decide to be exclusive with just one? Or do you just ghost them? We're gonna go to William London. So the question is, if you're dating multiple people, yeah.
Well, I mean, anybody that knows me know I have no issue being straightforward. So I would just basically just let you know, hey, this is not working out. Or I'm more interested in somebody else. Or I've been guilty of ghosting people before. So it is what it is for me.
I'm so glad you said that, my brother, because that is actually one of our questions on tonight, and we're gonna jump right to it since you already landed in it. We got to, because I want to look. I'm about to throw my tablet. We want to, ladies, if y'all want to know why men ghost, please hit some hearts and likes right now. Since you jumped in that water, William, no, let's not wait. William J. London, can you give us the reason? What? Can you give us the reason why men ghost?
I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, I feel like when you're dating someone, it's already been established. Well, I know that I established that, hey, I'm dating multiple people. So yes, I established it. Absolutely. So once we know this, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I may listen, because I may tell you, because I may tell you, hey, such and such is in town this weekend, so you may not hear from me. I will. And being honest, but the thing is, you have to respect that, because if we're not exclusive and we're not in a relationship, you don't have the right to just say you can't do this, you can't do that. So you should respect the fact that I'm being honest versus just out here making you look crazy. But the thing is, you get ghosted because if you start acting like we together, we're not, and you start acting crazy, and you just don't get it, then it's just like, all right, let me just go ahead and just separate myself.
Oh no, I was just saying I was very shocked that you actually established in the beginning, because most of women, the reason why a lot of women get confused is because there's no establishment of multiple dating going on. So we're just left to figure out, okay, well, clearly if you're ghosting, either you lost interest or there's somebody else, one of the two. So yeah.
Well, before we move forward, Tyrena Tate says, Will, that's not cool. Talicia says, be a whole man about it. And yeah, they said they really just want to know. Ghosting is a really bad thing. Do you still feel some type of way about that? Wait, ghosting is necessary?
Sometimes ghosting is necessary. Not everybody gets ghosted, but if you act a certain kind of way, and see, let me see these the women. Who is it? Tyrena and woman of guy. Who was the other woman of guy? They probably been ghosted before, so that's probably why they feel that way. Well, anyway, I've ghosted people before simply because you can't handle me. You can't handle the responsibility of dating me.
And for those who missed it, when he said absolutely, I had asked and said, so you actually established in the beginning that you're dating multiple people. And he said absolutely, which is why when he ghosts them, there's no question as to why he scrammed because they weren't the only one and they know that ahead of time. So that's different. That's which is good.
I just want to say I am so bothered by that answer. No. But my thing is, if you're 100% transparent up front, why not just be transparent all the way through? Just at least have the courtesy to call and say, look, you're not the one, you're not it, or you getting too close, I'm getting ready to go. Because, first of all, I want to commend you because you're probably the first man on earth I've heard say that they've been transparent that they're dating multiple people. Yes, sir. And I think no, sir. No, sir. So I praise God for you. Let's start there. Lisa Allen said, yes, ghosting is necessary. Women do it too. So no, I don't want you to clarify nothing. We got it. It's clear. The picture is clear. We're getting ready to go to Antonio because Antonio is getting ready to explain why ghosting is necessary.
Ghosting is necessary when a man feel like he want to date a woman and he get to know her. He find out he can't even afford this woman, that she's out of his league. That's one reason. Another reason that this woman, this, this, go ahead. Like another reason that a man just not interested after he get to know this woman that she's not the way that he want a woman to be around him. So the appearance wise she is, but once he gets to start talking to her, it's not fitting his ways.
So I guess the question is, what's so hard with just saying this not gonna work?
Because they already waste enough time getting to know you and find out that it's not gonna make it. I'm just being honest. There's no time to waste. That you're out of my league, so I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity to explain why you're out of my league. I'm just gonna leave.
So I like I said, I wanted to bring some sort of clarity. I haven't ghosted just just out of nowhere, just stop. Is if you let somebody know, hey, I'm not interested. If I've let you know I'm not interested, but you still are persistent and you're still trying to act like we together, then at that point you gotta get ghosted.
Okay, and we will. But I just want to say, Ron, it really is.
We're gonna do a round 3 and it's just gonna be called ghosting.
You know what? We probably do need to move on. But I think that to me, that's not ghosting. Ghosting is when everything is fine. We just talked yesterday, and then I never, ever hear from you again. That's ghosting. That's the ghost we want to talk about.
I said it's not right.
Thank you. Say it again.
In my humble opinion, it is not right to ghost as such. Go ahead, be a man, and let the woman know I don't want to rock with you no more.
God bless you and your ministry.
All right. Well, did you want to answer? All right. So the next question we have is, do men really gravitate more towards women who play hard to get? So if you have a woman who's showing interest in you, as opposed to a woman who's equally attractive, who's kind of playing hard to get, are you more inclined to go for the challenge or you're more inclined to go with someone who's actually giving you some feedback? Who wants to take this one?
So I think for me, it all comes down to if I'm the one that's doing the chasing, like if I'm the one that want to go after you. Now, if you play hard to get, it gets to a point. I mean, that's a natural thing for a woman to do, but it gets to a point where it's overly done, and then you know what I'm saying. So at this point, you're just playing. It's not a movie. This is real life. So you play hard to get, too hard to get. You may not even get anything at all. You know what I'm saying? You may get got. So already.
Sincerely, I believe it differs for every guy. For some individuals, they enjoy the chase, they enjoy the challenge. It all depends. Every man is not the same. Going back to what my brother Prince spoke of just now. Look here, if a woman is in this place of like, yeah, I'm just too good for y'all, and I'm doing A, B, and C, and I'm this and I'm that and what have you. It's like, hooray, hooray! But this is real life. How long do you want me to run? Sincerely. Now, let me add this right here, and I'll be done. If I can't imagine, sincerely, if the woman I'm pursuing, and I sincerely believe, man, we are suitable, and we can build the kingdom. And if she's playing hard to get, I'm gonna be like, Father, you spoke to me, because my feet get a little bit tired over here, and I'm about to lay down. So you better talk to her, because I'm not here to force you into in a relationship, because the last thing anyone wants is to feel that I'm forcing you to engage with me.
Well, I'm trying to ask you to do something you really don't want to do. Artilio says it has to be in between. If you make it seem like I'm begging, I will fall all the way back. So, ladies, listen to these men. They're trying to help us.
Okay, so I'll be asking the next question. The next question is, as a, let's just say, husband, do you feel that it is right for a wife to withhold sex from you?
All right. I don't know how you want to answer. You want to answer biblically, or you want to answer personally? It don't belong to you no more. That's mine. It don't. It don't. I don't do nothing that goes against God. I can do what I want to. Enjoy it. You hold off. Well, a man get hungry. Don't let him go hungry. Feed him.
Was that real enough for y'all?
That's real, bro. That's real. Let me add my addendum to this over here. Yeah, we know within the Word of God. Of course, I'm coming from the Scripture, indeed, of how we know my body is no longer my body, your body is no longer your body. Speaking of the wife, of course. Yet I sincerely believe there is this level of godly respect what to have for one another. So if there's an argument, and I'm going based upon listening to couples speak and talk about this, because I'm single, but I like to listen to married people when they talk about their situations. And respectfully, the way I've seen it handled, that I believe is a respectful biblical way. If the wife is upset or the husband is upset, give them that time to get over being upset. Because for me, when I personally believe within my thought process, if I force my wife to have sex, it's rape. That's my personal belief. Yeah, and I sincerely believe that. There are women who's testified of feeling as such, that they're not wanting to have sex, but the husband comes and uses scripture and says, well, hey, A, B, and C, and she feels violated. The last thing that I want to do is stand before the Most High, and he says, well, Osage, according to my text, I said you should uphold your wife above yourself. So what's going on? I muse upon these things. So when I listen to married men and married women, when they speak about sex, and when they speak about when they're in disaccord, I'm like, you know what? Take note, Osage. Take note of this, because it's not about me just wanting pleasure for my own self, but of really seeking to be as Christ with this woman. Even me being frustrated and being angry, and I'm horny and I want to smash. And I'm like, goodness gracious, woman, because my thing is no. No, I'm saying I'm really keeping it real, right? Because my thing is this right here. Because my thing is, for real, God forbid, may God give us grace as husbands that we don't say, well, you know what, since you ain't give me none, there's some wop out here, and I'm out. God forbid. So I'm gonna stop right there.
But I just wanted to just add my little 2 cents. So you said does she have the right to withhold it? Woman of God, if you are one of the 64 that happens to be my wife that's watching this thing, you won't want to withhold from me. And once we do get married, just know you got to have a lot of energy.
Okay, but here's the thing. So to go deeper in that question, not necessarily about her withholding sex. Are you comfortable with sleeping with somebody who's maybe angry and upset at the time? Do you feel comfortable laying in the bed with this woman while she's and pumping her while she's mad and in her feelings and stuff? Y'all okay with sleeping with her?
I'm not okay with that, man. So Vernon Andre Booth Sr. We can't. They can't. Vernon Andre Booth Sr. says if she ain't consecrating pregnant or it ain't flowing time, we ain't accepting that.
Um, some men rules who are married. The rule is there is no clothes in the bedroom. Once we go to bed, if if she get the urge or if he get the urge, it's go for it. There is no rules on that. So I don't think it's good that you hold out because once you hold out on that, you are putting uh, yourself in danger for an argument or to get hurt or for let Satan let himself in to try to cause division between y'all. So I don't think that's a good thing that you want to do as a man or a woman to withhold sex.
Let me just say, Tiffany Sala says women tend to associate sex with an emotional contentment with their partner. When that's absent, meaning not present, men need to address that as well and not be self indulgent. So I'm just going to speak for myself. Can I do that? Can I testify? And then we're going to have not our testify. If she was a wife, we're going to all testify. Prince, you need to testify on this. Are you good? Hey, Prince, I ain't in it. But I just want to say for me, I know that yes, I listen, I know the Bible. I know what it says that wives, you should not deny your husbands, blah, blah, blah. But I would say if we are in a disagreement, if we have an issue, to me, it's selfish of you to expect me to perform because it is a performance. Trust me, acrobatics, everything. But the point is that for you to expect me to perform when I am not in my right mind. And so, to me, if you love me, you would understand. Now, if I'm saying every night I got a headache, that's an issue. But if we have had, if there's something, somebody died, we got an argument, please, y'all be mindful. Oh, Oh, now Prince want to jump in.
All right. So basically, women. This pertains to women, right? Holding out. Okay. But why is it okay for women to hold out when they're, upset or angry? But when men hold out, it's either they're doing something out there, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah. Yeah. We do hold out.
Oh, she said men don't hold out. He said, why is it that if men hold out, then we think they're cheating? And she said, because men don't hold out. So if he holding out, girl, he cheating. What?
I guess I just don't understand why would you want to still sleep with somebody that's angry? It's like sleeping with a dead fish. Like they just there. Huh? But you know what? You are right. Like when a man holds out, it is like it goes straight to is he cheating on me or something like that. But I don't think that just in my personal opinion, I don't think a man should have a right to withhold none of that. If I want it, give it to me. If he's angry, it's even better.
Keisha Keisha Monique said, no, because some women stay upset for months. Act right will fix things. Signed a wife. That was Keisha Monique. Okay. All right. And let's see. Is there another? Oh Lord. I think. Okay. So, did anyone Anyone else want to answer this, or we're going to the next one? Okay. So the next one says, which I think we've kind of touched on. Well, no, we haven't. But the next one says, "Is there men? We need your attention. We know that was juicy. Hold on. It says, "Is there such a thing as being loyal during the talking phase?" Somebody wants to know. Yeah, they said, "Is there such a thing as being loyal during the talking phase?" I guess they're not. They're not talking to other people. I'm assuming. Yeah, the talking phase when you're getting to know somebody, I guess. But we've already touched on like some people do date multiple people, so I guess their question is saying, "Is there such a thing?" Like, I don't know.
But what I was gonna say is that because women and men look at the talking phase different. Because when a woman is talking to a man, she's trying to see, are we going somewhere with this? So most women, I'm not gonna say all, because some women talk to multiple men. We come on, Sister Jalen, if you on here, the 23 men at one time. But some women believe that if we're talking, we're trying to see if it's going to go somewhere. So how can we see if it's going to go somewhere if you're talking to multiple women? Whereas men look at it like we're talking, but I'm going to talk to her and talk to her and talk to her to see who I like. And so I guess the question is, as a man, what is your mindset when you're talking? Do you think that there should be loyalty? Do you have a problem with a woman you're trying to talk to talking to somebody else? And then also, not for you and Zenobia, do y'all have a problem with a man you talking to another woman?
It goes back to what was said earlier in regards of being straightforward and having an understanding of what's going on. So let me pick on my own self. So if I'm talking with you, all depends on what that talking is. If it's a thing of saying, hey, you know what, I am interested in you and you alone, indeed, I'm going to be loyal to that. I mean, I am interested in you and you alone, and then you also allow me to know that's what's going on. So yes, loyalty on that level. But if I'm just getting to know you as, hey, we're just cool, Facebook friends, Instagram friends, we just cool like that. There ain't no loyalty. We just cool. So I don't need to charging nobody up. That's my man. No, baby, we friends. We Instagram, Facebook friend. We good. We get ghost. Straight up.
Did anybody else want to touch on that? Okay, let me read a couple of comments. Baron Crockett says, I don't know why when looking at this video, I want to direct the choir to stand. And LaShondra Marshall says, makeup married sex is still the best sex. Woohoo! All right, and Azure says loyalty is a very misunderstood word.
Okay, so this question, I want you. No, because this one is actually a really deep question. I want y'all to be honest. If you can't, all the way, it's understandable. Yeah, no, for real. Have you ever verbally or physically abused a woman?
I have not.
You've never put your hands on or called them out their name, any of that? Okay.
My answer is no, and that is no from the heart. And I don't respect any man that does.
I don't think they understand the question. They said verbally or physically. So I have argued with a woman yelling, screaming. So yeah, I have yelled at a woman and screamed. And like F you, I'm out too. Like the hell, you got to you get what I'm saying?
As a victim of verbal abuse. Not just one. No, but usually verbal abuse is calling the woman out of her name every day, because abuse is something that's like ongoing. If it's just during an argument, I mean, women sometimes we say stuff we don't really mean, or we do mean it in the moment, but it's not really what we mean. So I would say abuse would mean in a relationship where it's ongoing, you're calling them out your name. Now,
Yeah, I would just say it's basically a consistent tearing down of some sort. So whether you're using your words or you're doing low blows, anything like that, but it's like a consistent tearing down. That can turn into like a cycle.
My apologies. No, I haven't.
Hey, by the grace of the Most High, no, I have not. And I want to add this right here. Even if it's not consistent, I ain't living like that. I don't need anything crazy coming out your mouth in the beginning. So yeah, that's yeah.
I have been verbally and physically abusive in my life, but I'm no longer that person.
On both ends. Yeah, yeah. For me, I have not, but I've experienced it on both ends, physical and emotional. And emotional abuse, yes, is abuse too. So, oh, you have? Okay, so he just stated, and he's going to elaborate that he actually has been on the receiving end of experiencing, was it physical and emotional abuse. So, yes. So let's talk about.
Um, when I mention any names, right? Right. So I've been a victim of verbal, physical, and emotional abuse. And the time it was happening, I didn't know whether to walk away or stay because I was committed, and that commitment was, it was supposed to be for a lifetime. Um, but at some point, I chose my life over, what most may say, love that turns into hate. So I walked away.
Um, I just want to say I'm glad you shared that, because a lot of times when we think about abuse, we always look at the man to the woman, but it's women out there as well that are mentally and physically abusing men. So thank you, Prince, for sharing that.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the best advice you've ever received regarding relationships? The best advice.
Communication. Continue to work on your communication. It does not end. It will never stop. You gotta keep on keeping on, Osage. Communication.
Yeah, one thing, one thing I would say is be transparent from day one, from the beginning. Don't wait till 6 months later. Don't wait till a year later. Just let them know who you are from the beginning, and give them the option to choose you or ghost you or walk away.
I guess the piece of advice that I've gotten has been not to put all my eggs in one basket. And for a while, I never understood what that was. But in my dating history, I've always been the one to go all in, from the very beginning, and kind of move too quickly. And, if something ends fast, then, I'm all messed up about it. Or it almost seems like I'm being used because I'm paying for stuff and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So, Jesus. So yeah, so not just kind of pacing myself and not putting all my eggs in one basket.
Awesome, awesome. So to the next question. Okay. No, so to the next question. Do you feel that you have come across the one, but for whatever reason it didn't work out? Like, do you feel that you've met the one? You know how some people say, oh well, no, because I will be with them now. But is there one person that you felt like you really thought that this was that person? Well, you found your one, so you don't answer.
I just want to say Christian Taylor said it's cheaper to keep her. Arguing is dumb. So he just threw that out there. All right. So did anyone want to answer Zenobia's question? Zenobia, repeat your question.
So the question is, do you feel that at any point in your life that you may have come across the one, that one woman that could have been that Mr. Whatever? do you feel that you guys have come across her and for whatever reason it may have just gone wrong, whether it was on your end or her end, or who wants to tackle that first? And just be honest.
Yeah. Well, I was once married, so I believe I, you know, came across that person. But at the end of the day, things didn't, you know, turn out the way I thought it would. So again, I'm back out here. So
I do feel like, can you have the one twice? I do feel like the first time I came across the one, I messed it up. I did, the last time we were here, I talked about that one time that I cheated. Um, and it was just a no tolerance thing, for her. The second time that I came across the one, I feel like um we were both not in the space to handle the situation. Um, in relationships, I'm not very confrontational. In my everyday life, I want all the smoke. In relationships, I'm not very confrontational. So at the first sign of an argument, I was like, all right, this is not it for me. And then to see that, to see her move on with life, and I'm like, dang, I still think that, that's the one. But hey,
I just want to give a shout out to everyone that has posted that they have experienced verbal and emotional abuse as well. And so thank you all for being transparent. Listen, I want to take this moment to ask everybody to share the video, you guys. This is a hot show, Mindset of a Man Part 2. We are getting the goods. And so we want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to get this knowledge, get this wisdom. I also want to say what's up to Ruth Omora. Come on here.
That's my seat. What's up, girl? What's going on?
Thank you for tuning in, James Mayhem. What's up? And so, yeah, we Clack Creer and Kristen Corker, Patrice Clayton, David James, Charles Davis, Jenny Garcia Huerta, Kimberly Eris Person, Patricia Johnson Talton. Thank you guys for coming in. John Muad'Dib, thank you for sharing. And so, listen, we're going to keep going with, I don't know, questions.
Okay, so this one's interesting. It says, why do so many men go after women who are attractive, but for the streets, as in OnlyFans, as opposed to attractive, classy women? It says, why do so many men go after women who are attractive, but for the streets, as in OnlyFans, as opposed to attractive, classy women? Like, how, I guess society wise, everyone, like,
I think the crazy thing about that question is that I don't see none of them being those men that are here. Yeah, we're gonna go to the next question.
Is it possible to begin a relationship with someone while meeting them while you both were in a relationship? So basically y'all cheated and have it be successful. We talking like Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. We talking
I just feel like that it's in the back of my mind. I would always think like, well, when I met you, you were in a relationship and you left that person for me. So are you gonna leave me for somebody else? Isn't that foundation is already rocky from the start? So I wouldn't do it.
It reveals a lack of boundaries, emotional boundaries. It reveals a lack of standard, and those things, of course, will manifest in this relationship you now entered into. And if you're a believer and you're doing as such, I dare to say, in my humble opinion, shame on you.
Ruth Amora what says, what's up, bro? Looking like a ripe banana. Look. And Kimberly Eris Person says, period. So she's in agreement with y'all's answers, and yeah, I agree. It does not work out. Zenobia, have you ever had a situation like that where you met somebody that was in a relationship already and y'all tried to make something?
Hello. Can you hear now? Hello. Okay. Okay. So I really I don't know about that particular one. Me, I'm weird. I feel like things happen in life. I feel like it's sometimes it's those situations where you are in relationships, you end up dealing with somebody else. I've seen people have happy marriages that came out it started out the wrong way. So I'm not necessarily gonna go against it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not gonna say it'll never work because this is like it's like you smoking crack and saying, well, she gonna smoke crack for the rest of her life. But no, people get delivered from stuff, and it may have not been done right the way it started. But it's just that. But we're gonna go to the next question, because I can't look at her and talk. I'm looking at you because you cute. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next question. What is the one thing that will make you say, I'm not going any further in this relationship? What is the one thing that a woman can do to you that is unforgivable? Yeah, yeah, all of that. If you were in a relationship with a woman, what is one thing that is totally unforgivable?
Showing up to my job acting a fool. It's happened.
Wait, what?
Showing up to my job and acting a fool because it's happened.
Believing that it's okay to what's the term, demaculate me as a man. Well, it's interchangeable, but yeah, yeah. Sincerely, that's no good.
Uh, that's a hard question. I'm gonna pass on this one.
I think disloyalty is my number one. If you, yeah, if you can't be loyal, then there's nothing else I can get from you. That's all I think.
Am I going to the next question, y'all? Oh, the comment. So Adrienne Holmes says Tony Evans was engaged when he met his wife. They were actually married more than 40 years. It seems some people it works, but not for all. That's really interesting. What, I don't know the story, so I can't answer that.
Okay, but I guess for some people it does work. Is pretty much what they're saying. And so okay. And that was Adrian Holmes. Thank you, Adrian, for sharing. Um, Kimberly Eris Person says, stop settling and lingering in the talking stage when you know they aren't it. Be available when the one comes along. And so I think she's alluding to the fact that if you're not available, don't even like try to talk to me. If that makes sense. Like if you're not single and available, don't even try to holler. I think that's what she's saying. So yeah.
So the next question is it okay to date someone who used to date someone that you were close to? So I don't know if we should emphasize word, meaning maybe y'all not close no more. So, you're not close to that person anymore. No? No. But you're not even friends anymore.
Like no. All right. The reason why I feel like that's not a good idea is at the end of the day, it comes down to being loyal again. You know what I'm saying? If I'm your friend, and if I call you my friend, at the end of the day, that means you're my family. You're like a family to me. Um, so dating anybody that you used to talk to, or talking to someone that you used to talk to, uh, man, I'd rather tell you you're not my friend anymore before I date anyone you used to talk to. Facts.
So you tell me that that man should not love that woman because he a friend of you that's his mate.
Yes, I mean there are a lot of women out there.
That's true, but that's when he thinks that's for him. So you ask him to be loyal to what he consider as a lifetime partner.
Yes, and the reason why I said that is what were you? How were you looking at her when I was talking to her? When you were my friend, how did you look at her then? It comes down to it.
Every time you came over and she walked by, and I said, he got a good one there. That's how I looked at her.
I mean, I guess we're all different, Just personally, I wouldn't do it. If you're my friend, or if I call you a friend, and I see a woman, regardless of how good she looks, automatically she's a sister like to me. Like that's just it's a brain thing. I can't decode it. It's just how it is for me. So I guess I'm a little different. Yes, absolutely. And if they break up, please don't slide in my DM trying to make me talk to my brother or tell my friend to get back. No, if y'all over, y'all over. We over.
I think the crazy thing is that I've seen more men talk to the girl of their past close person or current close person more than what women do. I think women we're a little bit different when it comes to like I don't care if you look at him like with a twinkling eye, like I know not to ever go that route. But y'all a little bit trifling sometimes. But no, I'm actually being funny when I say that. But yeah,
If one of my bros if one of my bros ever did that, I would be my petty side would come out. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember we used to do that too. I'd be like, oh, but did she? Oh, she didn't. Oh, awkward. That's me. I'd be so petty. Cause some issues.
okay, so we're just gonna lighten the mood a little bit, a little bit. Uh, What is the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you on a date? Anybody can answer that. Oh, and while they're thinking about what they're going to answer to everybody that's online, we definitely see your questions. We appreciate them. We're actually reading the ones that you guys submitted, so we'll get to you really soon. Any, many, y'all ain't got no. So y'all have never been embarrassed on a date. What kind of lives do y'all live?
So my card fell out of my pocket right before I walked into the restaurant, and it was in my car for like a month. Right. No, I'm serious. Like I yeah, that happened. Yeah.
No. So what's our next question? All right. So we have a question that was submitted, and this one I've seen this one before. This is good. It says, so for men, who do you all really love? The woman that you lie to or the woman that you tell the truth to? Like baby boy, so it's like, are you the one? Let's say if you're dealing with somebody, and the other person knows about the other person, that kind of thing. Like, do you really love the person who knows about the other one, or do you really love the person who you're hiding it from because you love them so much you don't want to hurt their feelings? Like, who do you actually love in situations like that? I for sure. Right. That's what he said. That's what Jody said. So who's the
I think if I tell you the truth, if I give you everything, just put it out there in the open, that means I'm not scared to lose you. But if I keep some things from you that I know that will hurt your feelings, or deliver it differently from just lying, then I care about your feelings. I care about losing you, and that's just how it is for me.
Did y'all hear that? So the one that he's lying to is the one he loves more because he's actually trying to protect their feelings because he doesn't want to lose you. If they tell you everything, that means they're giving you the information and letting you do what you want with it. So if you scram, they don't care.
All right. So so here goes my 2 cents on that. Time is wrapping up. I personally feel, in my humble opinion, when men do as such and they proclaim that it's love, I sincerely believe that's just one way in which they're seeking to protect their own pride, their own ego, because there's a sense of not wanting to face rejection. There's a sense of not wanting to have to face themselves and what they've done. And so they slap this stuff on the wall over here and present it to you as though you're important to me. But if I was important to you, the core of how you handle me would be different. So there goes my 2 cents there, young ladies. Don't be bamboozled.
I just want to thank you guys because I really feel like I always want to cry because we have been wanting like this kind of transparency. Just tell us the truth. And the truth sometimes can hurt, but the truth is also liberating. And so I pray that you guys are getting liberated on tonight. All right.
For our next question, and it's almost the same question that somebody asked online. It says, does a lack of fight from a man to save his relationship come from lack of care, too much pride, or the feeling of fighting a losing battle?
When your relationship is on the rocks, you know how there can be a sense of where the guy is not really doing, there's no effort being made. When we say a lack of fight, it's kind of like their communication, like they're still just drawing away. So does that stem from too much pride, the fact that they don't care, or they feel like they're just fighting a losing battle? Because sometimes you see like some men don't have any fight, and it's like, okay, is it because you're not afraid to quote unquote lose the person, or what? What does that stem from?
Unless that man been raised by a woman, single woman, he don't know how to fight like a woman. So most men don't like to fight. We just let you say what you're gonna say and say, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Okay. We just go with it. But if I'm raised by a woman and I'm gonna argue with you just like a woman, I'm gonna try to beat you as far as you trying to beat me.
But just to clarify, we don't mean, and you're speaking in regards to like when we say fight, we're talking about fighting for your relationship, not necessarily a fight in a relationship as in conflict. We're talking about fighting to keep the relationship going. So there's some things going on where there's not a fight being given to actually let it continue, not a literal conflict. Because yours sounded more like you were referring to an actual conflict.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to say, too, for example, let's say you guys have an argument and she's like, I'm leaving. She wants to know if you really love me. I want to know if you really love me, why are you letting me walk out this door? Why aren't you fighting for me? So the question is it because you have too much pride and you like, I'm not going to lower myself? Or is it because you really don't care? Or is it because you feel like I'm not going to fight because she leaving anyway? So that's the bulk of the question. So now I'm going to ask you guys to cater your answers around that.
You give it to me. So, but no, first, I want to know, like you said, if there's a situation where she's like, "Am I leaving?" and I want to know if you want to fight for me. Why are y'all being so dramatic? And you know what I mean? If you know you want to stay, why you want to say I'm leaving? Are you gonna fight for me? Grow up. That's no, but no, seriously, no. If it's something that I really want and it's a relationship that I want, then yes, I'll fight for it. But a lot of the times, if we put forth an effort to make it right, and those advances are shut down, then I'm like, okay, well, whatever, I'm good.
But the problem is that you'll be good that night, and then the next day you begging for us to come back. When I didn't have to leave. You could have just lowered your pride and said, you know what, baby, I don't want you to go, because obviously we're leaving because there's something we're missing. We're not getting from you that you want us to stay. So how hard is it to just say, I want you to stay, I don't want you to go, so that we can be like, on the movies and cry and be like, I don't want to go. But no, what do? You let us pack our stuff, you let us leave, and then the next day you be like, baby, I miss you. Know what? Forget you.
Well, first of all, stop watching the movies because they acting and they go back home to their husbands. But like I think for men, women can go off and be mad for weeks and months at a time. Like for me, I'm like, all right, it's the next day. You good now? You know what I mean? And if you still trying to do the silent treatment, so one thing for me, I cannot handle silent treatment. For somebody to give me a silent treatment, it kills me. And the way that I feel about relationships is If I don't care if we mad at each other, if we just had a drag out fight, argument, whatever, at the end of the day, we still gonna figure this out. We're gonna talk about it, because if you love me, then you're not gonna do something that's gonna hurt me, and vice versa. I'm not gonna do something that's gonna hurt you. If I want to be with you, then I'm not gonna do something that's gonna say, okay, well, I know being away from me is gonna hurt you. So let's talk about it. So why are you walking away in the first place?
Well, in some marriages, when a man don't want the woman to leave and she don't know if you love me or you got pride or something like that, it's best just to, y'all both go in your little space. And the way that some men say I'm sorry or I want you to stay is, hey, you want something to eat? I'm going to get something right back. You want to bring something back? And you're like, yeah, what you want? We good. We ain't got to say I'm sorry all the time. Just I think women and men talk two different languages. And so because we talk two different languages, the way you assume some things, we don't look at the same way. It's not that we have pride or well, we don't want you to leave. We just don't know how to speak like that because we're not very emotional. We're more like intense and, well, you love me, why you leaving? It's like more of a forceful, not like soft. Well, babe, come on, just stay. We don't do that. That's why it's like, hey, I'm going to get some water, burger. You want something back?
I wanted to. There was a question that was posed earlier about if you love the person more if you lie to them or tell the truth. Well, they wanted to switch it around and wanted to know: would you prefer the woman to lie to you or to tell you the truth? Just like have you have a situation where you either lie to this woman or you tell the truth to this woman? What would you prefer? Would you prefer her to lie to you or to tell the truth?
Lie to me.
I want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Lie to me, lie to me.
I guess you could tell me a lie, but your deliverance, you know what I'm saying, matters at the end of the day. The way you tell me the lie, you know, matters. Yeah, I mean, don't. Yeah, because again, if you throw the truth at me, like, oh yeah, I did this, and that means you really don't care about losing me at the end of the day. But the way you deliver, like, okay, I did this, but you know, I didn't do, I didn't do it the way you think I did. Although in my mind, let me, you know what I'm saying, let me deal with that in my mind. But don't give me details about what you did. Does that make sense? Because you give me details now, it's just you putting, yeah, yeah.
See, I think. Oh, I'm sorry.
Check this out. I didn't come to fit in. One thing I've been learning. One thing I've been learning. No, as I continue discussion with men and listening to married men, etc., and taking heed to the scriptures. I'm reminded of Philippians and Corinthians in regards of when it encourages us to basically uphold each other. For me to honor you above myself. Every man is not the same. I sincerely believe that us as men that we need to learn how to communicate. We need to learn how to communicate and stop hiding in this box that's causing destruction in our marriages, especially for those of us who are believers. We go through the same rigmarole and we justify our actions and we see the demise and we just keep on going. For me, I'm like, the Spirit of God is commanding for us as men to mature, to grow up, to actually put on Christ, to actually say, what does it look like in a practical way? Once again, that's why I like to listen to those who are married and who are seeking to implement the word of God, and they're seeing their marriages flourish. But if I keep on with this old wicked mind Osage has, I ain't gonna get far, in my humble opinion. I'm just saying, man. So that's my two. Thank you very much.
See, the reason why I say that you need to lie to that man because with a man, we want to know the bad details. And once you give us some bad details, now we can't you can't take it back and we finna act a fool. Some type of way. Either we finna storm out or we finna throw some stuff but you know what? That don't go away because every time we look at you, no, we don't see that. We see him or we see whatever that situation is, you know.
Another thing I want to mention about women too is remember the last time you got the full detail of what he did to you, you held it over his head for 2 years or more. Same way with us, but we react differently, you know. So it's just
Responds to your answers as it pertains to that. She says, "Of course, liars prefer liars." She is not bitter. Wait.
I'm not on your side. I'm not because I'm some with me. I'm tired of seeing what's happening in our community. I'm tired of seeing the demise of relationships. It's good for us to speak our mind, and then for us as believers to allow ourselves to be challenged by the scriptures, and then how can we be practical with that? If the women are listening to us as men, person for me, speak our mind indeed, but I need to acknowledge, okay, Osage, I ain't got all together, and by the Spirit of God, I need to learn to mature so I can really guide my family, because the day is going to come, I'm going to be before my Messiah, and he's going to hold me accountable. And I really doubt he's going to look at the top 10 ways to lie to your woman, or the top 10 ways for the woman to lie to the man. And how did you conduct yourself and teach your seed and bring them up in that structure? I muse upon these things for real. And so I'm seeing things happen in our community with our people. And I'm like, yo, how long will we continue on like this?
Oh, I was just saying Black Power. But I was gonna say, and I think a lot of times as women, we say we want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But I'm just gonna say for me, I do, because I can handle the truth, but everybody can't. Well, look, for somebody who's ready and somebody that's mature, they are telling the truth. But I think that it's imperative that even if the truth hurts, tell the truth. Why? Because the truth will be revealed. Have you ever just like tried to told a lie and then somebody else told the truth on you and everything was destroyed if you would have just told the truth and y'all could have worked through it? You know what I'm saying? So for me, I want to be able to make a choice. I want to be able to decide whether I want to stay with you while somebody else is in the picture. When you lie to me, you take away my power of choice, which makes me powerless. And I'm a powerful woman. So my thing is, tell me the truth.
Now, you just brought up the conversation as if he letting you make that choice. We talking about something you did, or you lying about that, or you gonna tell him the truth. Okay, if it's something, but the question is, do a man rather for the woman to lie to him or tell him the truth? So, right, but you're saying if you're trying to get to know that person, hey, tell me the truth if you got somebody, right? So let me make that choice if I want to talk to you because you got somebody. But I'm saying if you're, yeah, like, hey baby, while you was asleep, you know, like, hey baby, you was asleep. I took some money out your wallet because I didn't have any money to buy your birthday gift, but I took some because I didn't have none. And he like, man, what's money? I ain't gonna say anything because if he find out I didn't have no money to get him something for our anniversary or something, I'm just saying something basic. I'm saying
That's called deception.
Okay, so we're gonna go. You need to. We're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go to the next question.
All right, so we're gonna dive into the bro code area right now. So, question, man, if you had a best friend who was cheating on his girl or his wife, would you tell the girlfriend or the wife? If y'all are cool with her, y'all have become mutual friends. So now this girlfriend or this wife is also your friend. Like y'all all be, you see her almost like he said, like a sister. And now you see that your best friend is dogging her out. He's for the streets. You gonna tell her? You gonna tell her?
I think man, if I'm cool with both of them. Yeah, if I'm cool with both of them, I would talk to him first. I would, tell him, hey, what you're doing is not right. Because if she does the same thing you wouldn't like it. So do as unto others how you want to be, want others to do unto you. So, but if if he keeps doing it, and one day he's out there doing his thing, and then she calls my phone, hey, is Johnny at your house? I'm like, no, he's not. You can't be mad at me for telling her that you know what I'm saying? Because I try to warn you, like, hey, act right, you know. It's my opinion.
I don't want a sister, a brother, a friend, a family member to tell me something that my wife is doing because you're coming between our relationship is different from our relationship with you. So you can tell me that she cheated on me, and I'm gonna say, well, what's your agenda for you telling me? Hold on. Okay, okay. If I'm in a position, I'm not gonna tell. It's not my business. She already know I seen her or I seen him. That's not my business to tell because that's his household. That's not my household. So I can go and tell, say, hey man, your girl cheating on. I seen her. Here's the picture, blah blah blah, and they argue and fight, and then they get back together. Well, now, guess what? Now she ain't talking to me, and he ain't talking to me. Keep our friends, our relationship. So okay. So now y'all don't want to talk to me now because I told. So that's why you stay out of their stuff. That's theirs. For what? That's his marriage. That's between him and his wife and God. I'm not his judge. If he's wrong, okay, we're all wrong in certain type of ways, but that's his marriage. That's not mine.
Well,
The reason why I would say, something is because if I'm in that situation, I want you to come to me as a friend, tell me what tell me about it, and let me handle it my way,
No. So what what he's saying is that he would actually go to his friend and mention it and be like, bro, you wouldn't even tell your own friend that he was wrong. No. I'm saying if you seen the homeboy cheating, right? You wouldn't personally go to him and be like, bro, like, come on now.
Okay, so now if it was my best friend, I would tell him, I would be like, hey, bro, that's wrong. That's not right. Now if their behavior didn't change, there was a question we asked earlier. Then that's when you take his girl.
here goes my 2 cents. Ha ha. Yo, okay, here go my 10 cents. Okay, so the text gives us principles we can pull from. In the book of Matthew, it informs me that I can go to my brother and say, hey, you know what, man, you've done A, B, and C. And it's up to him whether he wants to receive it or not. The text tells me also to bring somebody else to address what's going on. So indeed, I would talk to my bro, say, yo, man, what you're doing is wrong, A, B, and C. Yo, here it is. And by God's grace, bring another person that, that has sincere love and wants to see him flourish as a man, flourish as a husband. If he still rejects, my thing is like, yo, you got a timeline, brother. I'm going to be praying indeed for you to be exposed. That's the truth of the matter, straight up, because you're failing to realize there's a bigger picture. You're in the body of Christ. And so you are not only affecting your wife and your seed, you're affecting the body of Christ in likewise manner. And even as the scripture speaks about when the prophet came to David, he says, you know what, man, you allow for the enemies of the Most High to speak bad about his name because you choose to be in a place of selfishness. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give you a timeline, brother, and I'm gonna let my sister in Christ know, hey, this what's going on, and then indeed have a support system whereby she's getting support, and it ain't gotta be from me, but other women who have a sincere love and a desire to see their marriage come together. I'm gonna say, hey, man, we gotta do this something, get things going.
Okay, so we got 2 men that said they would tell, and then we have 2 men that said they would not tell. Okay, I know you want to say something, but let me just
See, the object is that people looking at other people's marriages and have their ideas about their marriage. That's not your marriage. That's theirs. They might have an open relationship marriage. That's not your business. You can tell that person, hey, brother, you need to get better, sister, you need to get better, and bring somebody else, and then they get back together, and now they not friends with you because but your agenda was to what? Fix it. What was to bring it? What was the agenda for?
Number one, the agenda straight up. I'm a kingdom banger. The agenda is the body of Christ, hands down, being practical and say, I love you enough to present before you, hey, this was going on. I'm not looking down upon you. That's not my that no. But I'm gonna use righteous judgment. All right. My agenda is to see you healed and to see this whole demise. Hey, you know what, man? God can fix this, not me. But you need to be in agreement with what God is doing and wants to do.
And honestly, I think if as a friend, if you cut me off because I'm being honest with you, and you go and fix your marriage or your relationship, as a person, not being your friend, I'll still be happy for you because you fixed it. That's what the problem in the first place was. But now it's fixed. But I'm out of the picture. I'm good with that.
Ambrosia Harvey says, would the woman even want to know, or does she want to find out on her own? Ambrosia, no, I don't want to find out on my own, but maybe there's something to do. Will, did you have something you wanted to add? Okay, we're going to move on. Next question. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a question. We had a listener that submitted via email. They were anonymous. They just signed it Braveheart. And they're right. They anonymous, but they signed it as Braveheart. And she said there's a gentleman that I have been interacting with through social media and being friendly with. Some weeks ago, he really racked up and increased his interaction with me. After doing so, this one particular week, whenever I would post something, he would immediately go and interact with it. Of course, the feeling is great to get the attention, but it made me nervous because I didn't know him and how to take that, and he hasn't followed up with his intentions. So he did this for a few days, and then he just stopped being consistent on doing that, and now it is more spaced out. I oftentimes try to follow his leads. The bottom line is, if I'm you lost because you distracted. But the bottom line is that if you're on social media and a man comes on and starts liking all of your posts and does that consistently for a week, is that a sign that he's interested in you or that he's attracted to you?
Not always.
Not always.
Okay, so it could what?
It's just a quick joke I had. So it was this post where this guy had liked this girl's picture from like 2016, and she DM'd him and was like, "Why are you liking pictures from 2016?" His response was, "You ain't looked good since 2016." Ah! Okay, so this guy had liked this girl's picture on Instagram from like 2016. So she DM'd him and was like, for one, she was being rude. She said something like, "You're an idiot or you're stupid for liking a picture from 2016. You know, why you being weird," or something like that. And he was like, "Well, you haven't looked good since 2016." But no, so right. But no, so I think sometimes with social media, if you like 5 or 6 pictures and they come back and like 5 or 6 pictures, and you go back and like 7 or 8 pictures, and they go back and like 7 or 8 more pictures, then jump in the DMs. You know, if yeah, that's what happens sometimes. But the thing is, we've made that almost a standard. So now it's like people don't want to double tap your picture, because if I double tap your content because I like your content, now you feel like I want you. We made social media a dating app. And it is not always like that. And then you start feeling some type of way. Like people can't send you a friend request. People can't like your posts or comment on your posts and just want to interact with you on social media without you getting in your feelings and saying, "Oh, they want me," or ooh, girl, girl, I met this man. He done liked all my posts. We gonna yeah. And that's what happened.
I'm not gonna lie, I find it a little weird. But I know it just depends on what the motive is. But even for me myself, when it comes to like, and I've always said this, like a single man, I can see a picture of a single man, somebody I'm cool with, and they could have a really nice outfit on. I will think twice before I even like it, because I'm like, does it give off the impression that I like? You know what I'm saying? Because they single. That you go through all these things, and the reality is you really just like the picture, and you think that they got a cute outfit on that day.
Listen, because if I thought that way, y'all Zoe would be in love with me. The woman got like everything. She comment on everything. The woman got to comment on all my stories. She be in my DMs every time I post something. Oh, you want me to pull it up?
First off, I'm an Instagram person, and in between him,
Oh, the story's changing now. Oh,
between him and Darian, they have the funniest Insta stories ever. Like Darian high sides on everybody, and he is so like narcissistic. It is funny to me. That's why I comment, because you are a narcissistic person.
listen, I've been drinking my water, taking my vitamins, minding my own business. My skin is popping. I look good, so I'm gonna post and show it. God bless you.
And really, I'm just trying to make sure you get like some hearts or something, because I don't think you get that much action in your DMs anyway.
Oh, cool the mic down for a second.
Hold on. Look. Listen, the man got receipts over here, y'all. He got receipts. Listen, Talisha Perry, our top fan, Talisha Perry, says a man liking your post on social media doesn't mean he is interested, sis. So thank you for sharing that, Talisha Perry. And also Azure said, y'all stop dictating likes and comments as interest. They don't assume that it's a no. If you need to have a definitive answer, just ask them. And so that's the best way, ladies, to determine.
I respond to that. I don't think that every man that likes my post like me or is interested. I think it just could be just a natural thing of liking the post. They think the outfit is cute. They may even think that I'm cute. I don't always perceive that as them wanting to shoot my shot. My problem is the ones that be in my inbox and throwing me thumbs up and stuff like that. Why are you in my inbox at 3 o'clock in the morning with a thumbs up? What does that even mean? No, that ain't no. They proud of me at 3 o'clock in the morning. What? Wait. First off, if it's a repetitive thumbs up at 3 o'clock in the morning, they ain't no. They don't work overnight. But
It's third shift. She tripping. They just trying to show her some support. Okay, so the next question we have is, what's the deciding factor, since we're on this anyway, when it comes to knowing when to shoot your shot? As men, what is the deciding factor when it comes to knowing when to shoot your shot?
I think for me it has to be mutual. Like once I know that you see a little bit of, it doesn't have to be everything I see in you, but as long as you see a little bit of what I see in you, then yeah, I'm shooting my shot. But if you don't show any sign of interest in me, I mean, I could, but what's my chance of ever, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, it does. It does to me. Yeah.
If I find her attractive outwardly, there are times I will say, you know what, Osage, let's shoot the shot, Betty. If she stirs me up spiritually, there are times I will say, hey, let's shoot the shot, Betty. And whatever happens, happens. Straight up, man.
But how would you know if she stirs you up spiritually if you haven't interacted with her? Which means you've already shot your shot.
Observation. Sincerely, observation. Yeah, straight up.
Praise him. Okay, so listen, you guys, we're getting ready to wrap up the show because we're a little over time. But I want to thank everyone for all of their interaction. I do want to say that the Women of Power radio show is on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's right here on the Women of Power Facebook page. So you guys make sure that y'all set your calendars for Tuesdays at 8 p.m. because it goes down on the Women of Power radio show. Also, we have been, as you guys can see, with our new platform and just all the new things that we've got going on, our new mics, that we are investing in this radio show. And so for those of you who are fans, top fans, and love the show, we now have an opportunity and a way for you guys to donate towards the show. So I'm going to ask that our media director share our Cash App so you guys can give if you would like to give towards this ministry, because it is a ministry, y'all. And people are healed and delivered and set free every show. And so we have one last hot question for you guys. Are y'all ready? All right.
Oh, that's the question y'all wanted.
He said, "When's the last time y'all had sex?" That I don't think that's the rest of us are free to answer that. So the right is this the last question, or we each asking one last question? Okay, okay. So the last
I just ain't got the papers. But she can
okay. So the question we have is, how did your first heartbreak, experiencing your first heartbreak, how did that change you? Because we always hear men say, "Oh, well, I became a savage," or "When that happened, this is why I became the way I am," or "How I hardened my heart." So how did your first heartbreak change you? Yeah, we've been real and raw. We've been honest this whole time. I hope.
Oh man, that was a good one. I think my first one changed me as far as like spending on women. That's what it changed for me. So now, before I spend on a woman, I have to know there's potential, like there's something there. That's what changed. Oh, um, I think it just it had a lot to do with trust. Like it kind of broke my, how I used to just trust and just go all in. Now I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like if you put both, feet in there, you might get, cut down again. So that's just what it did to me.
I think I know my first heartbreak was a young lady. She was getting ready to go to college, and she broke my heart because I wouldn't be intimate with her. I was one of them guys that talked, but really wasn't doing nothing. And I remember I was a senior, and she like, "We gonna do this?" I'm like, "I don't know what the heck you talking about. I don't know what I'm doing." And she like, "Well, we're gonna stop talking." So that kind of broke my heart because she wanted that to happen before she went to college.
I remember that moment like it was yesterday. No, the first heartbreak. Oh, that ooh, it shattered a brother. It did. It did. I couldn't eat, y'all. I was depressed. Goodness. But honestly, it caused me to really, man, to really say, Father, give me grace to know what the heck I'm doing and assist me even more in guarding my heart. Like straight up.
I knew I'm supposed to answer. Okay. So, my first heartbreak was after a 3-year relationship. That I thought, I was gonna get married, but ended up getting my heart broke or whatever. And it took me 6 years to get over it. And throughout those 6 years, I never committed. I hold for 6 years, basically.
Mm, mm-mm. Um. So when we talk about heartbreak, no. What about you? What was your first? Yeah.
I would say my first heartbreak actually is probably recently because I was always the heartbreaker. Um, not strategically and not because I wanted to, but I just was the person that always knew whether I wanted it or not. And I have like I don't know why. It's just whenever I meet men or whatever, they just tend to latch onto me like a vice grip. And so I'm telling the truth. I want to lie, but I can't. I gotta tell the truth. I gotta be transparent. And so it was a long time, I think, before I experienced heartbreak. I think I broke a lot of hearts, not intentionally, but just by making decisions, before I ever had my heart broken. I don't think it affected me because I have always been the type of person that I don't allow what has happened to me to affect the next person, if that makes sense. And so, to be honest with you, until you can just like be totally in a place of forgiveness and totally free and delivered and healed, don't move forward, because then that next person is paying for what the last person did. And so until you can get to that holistic place, come on here. And so I just have never just allowed how I've been treated or how things have affected me to go into the next thing. So
Your first heartbreak. Is it first heartbreak or biggest heartbreak?
My biggest, like the realest one. I'll say the first real one because high school doesn't count. So I'll say my first real heartbreak changed me in the sense that, to piggyback, of course, trust issues happen, but I want to say for me, it was more so even with dealing with myself, because it was a very abusive, emotionally and physically abusive relationship. So I didn't know how to take compliments. Like my self esteem was completely shattered. Like it took me a very long time to where if people would say anything about I look nice or whatever, I would get offended and be like, okay, well, what's your motive? What do you want from me? Because I had been put in a position to feel like when someone compliments me, they're doing it because they want something from me, you know? And so that was really difficult because I couldn't take compliment. Even sometimes now I have to catch myself. And even, when it comes to self-esteem stuff too, because of course, at the end of the day, like we all have our insecurities and things like that. But I know for me personally, there's certain areas where I find myself being overly just because of certain things like that I haven't completely healed from, if we're being 100% honest. And so that's why it's so important to know who you are in Christ. And so when those voices come up, you're able to counter that with what God says about you and not what you think about yourself, right? So
For me, as far as heartbreak, I don't have a particular one. I do feel that the main heartbreak has put me, well, not now, but because of that heartbreak and it was so deep, it allowed me to be comfortable with the rest of the heartbreaks that came after. Um, I don't necessarily know how to explain it or anything like that. Basically, like what you said, like just feeling devalued. So I can say that even up until this day, and it'll take God with probably the next relationship, the past people that I've dealt with, I have never felt 100% valued as a woman because I have been so used to being heartbroken to where I've become comfortable with being heartbroken to where if there was somebody that was right, I would never probably know it. And it would have to take God to, yeah, yeah, it would have to really take God.
I just want to read a couple of comments before we go. Talisha Perry says it's supposed to make you a better person for the next relationship you get in. It should shelter you. God allows these things to happen to make us better. Azure Badger says, "Woo, child, pray for the saints." What's up, Carla Carter? Thank you for joining us. Deshaya says, "My first heartbreak sent me on an emotional roller coaster. I acted in every last emotion. However, I'm grateful for it because it taught me how to be a better woman. Even though I know my worth, I am now walking in it." Come on here. And it also taught her how to be a better mom, of next future wife, and how to be whole. Come on here. Baron Crockett says, after listening to Icebox by Amarion, I was good going forward. Okay. All right. Um, Azure says, my first real heartbreak taught me the importance of making sure a man's actions match his words. My naivety let me ignore the red flags. Come on here. Thank you for your transparency on that, Azure. So listen, yeah, that's kind of wrapping up our show, but I do want to thank our guests again. You guys come on, give it up for William J. London for being such an awesome guest on today. Right here to my right, Asaje Amorawa. Come on, let's give it up for Asaje. To my left, we have none other than Antonio Sanders. Woo, woo. And down on the bottom left, we have Prince Ugo. I'm not going to try to say his last name. Woohoo. Mecadora. No, Mecador. Madagascar. Matadora. Macador. Matacor. We gonna get it together, brother, by and by. All right, and I don't know if he want me to announce he's here, but we okay. Glory to God. And then also we want to thank all of our hosts. Come on, Nana Ose. Let's give it up for Nana. Of course, we have Zenobia. Woo woo. And then of course I'm your host with the Moses Kasha Hunt. Don't forget. Woo woo. Thank you. Yes, we do. Give me my flowers while I yet live. Come on. I'm gonna need a better applause than that. Kasha. Okay, God bless you. You really tried. You put effort. I saw that, and I appreciate you. So once again, this is the Women of Power Radio Show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard. We'll be right here live with you, bringing you the goods, answering your questions. So if you do want to submit some questions, Nana, how can they do that?
By sliding in our DMs right here on Facebook, or if you want to be anonymous, you can send your email to womenofpower5@gmail.com, and we will make sure to talk about your topic. Oh, all right. So again, we thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. Again, remember to share. If you haven't already, leave a review on our page because you get put into the drawing at the end of the month, just like those of you who share do, and people need to know what they're tuning in for. So it would really be a great help if you all did that. If you have a business and you would also like to sponsor our show, also email us at womenofpower5@gmail because we do have opportunities here for you at Women of Power Radio. So again, we'll see you all next week.
I wanted to know the
Huh? So I am a newly published author. My book Variant Time was released on September the 28th. You can purchase it anywhere online that books are sold. Yeah. Oh, I will have an announcement coming soon about my live book signing, so look out for that. But thank you to everybody who has supported, thank you to everybody that supported the book.
And then I want to thank everyone that tuned in on tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank again Antonio for I don't want the smoke, or who got the smoke, or who's bringing the smoke. It's some smoke up in here. We want to thank you for catering on tonight. And we are looking forward to diving into your delicious for us. Don't forget, you can donate today, right now, to $WOP something. What's our WOP Radio. That's our Cash App. So it's new, baby. It's new. Everything is new. Come on. Look, the Bible says, behold.
And once again, we thank everybody for tuning in except for Tiffany.
Tiffany, we're glad you're here too. So listen, you guys, tune in next week. Y'all together, same bad place, same bad time. See you then.